Southwark's an ethnically diverse borough in inner London. Southwark Council outsourced the Revenues and Benefits Service to another provider in 1998. In 2011, the council took the decision to take the service back in-house. Really what we were looking for was a change in performance with our council tax collection. We had one of the lowest collections in London, if not in the country. What we didn't want to do with the Revenues and Benefits Service was look to outsource our service completely. We were bringing the service back in-house. Capita were there as a support service. And the initial view was, as we couldn't recruit to a number of posts, Capita would be there for an interim period. What we've found is we've relied heavily on Capita to help deliver performance improvements and to really make a step change in our service delivery targets going forward. Since Capita came in, they've supplied us with resources. So really what we're talking about is revenues processing, council tax processing, business rate support, as well as housing and council tax reduction support processing. So really it's been a core part of our service delivery since April 2011.
The processing is done from our Blackburn Shared Service Centre. It was a seamless transition. At the start of the process, I actually spent a lot of time in Southwark, learning the business, getting to know the managers, getting to know the team, how they worked. Once we went live, this actually helped to cement the relationship, the processes, and the foundation of a good, strong working partnership.
Capita are part of the Southwark Revenues and Benefits Service. So when a customer rings Southwark Council, they're speaking to Southwark Council.
We feel like we actually work for Southwark.
Capita understand Southwark. They understand our requirements and they understand the needs for our customers.
The success of the partnership is about openness, transparency, and when we're asked to do something, we do it. Our teams that actually provide the services to Southwark are very much involved in Southwark's business planning.
What we have here is something quite unique within Southwark. We've got a support mechanism which gives us the flexibility to meet demand as and when required.
We've got to the point now where we can forecast with Southwark the peaks and the troughs because we are part of their forecasting and their planning for their business.
Given welfare reform, in any one day, the demand for the service can change. We saw 24,000 people who hadn't had to pay council tax in the past, having to pay council tax. That generated a huge amount of work for the service. So we had an 80% increase in the volume of calls coming into the contact centre. Capita have got a number of different contracts up and down the country, and really what they're able to do is pull their resources and their knowledge into an insight engine. So really what we're talking about here is the ability to understand your service, the ability to understand change and the impact on the customer, and the ability to tailor resources to help meet the demands for the service. And what Capita are able to do is help us meet the demands that were generated as a result of welfare reform within the country.
Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. Central government's agenda has changed from when we first started this relationship with Southwark. I think what Southwark will be assured of is we are there to provide them support, continuity and a constant presence.
We've got a 2.3% increase in council tax collection. That's a £14 million improvement in terms of income for the local authority. And when we're looking at just next year, a £32 million gap in our finances, that makes a huge difference.
I think with welfare reform, the challenge of universal credit, we're just going to be that bedrock for them to allow them to continue to deliver services to the community in Southwark.
What's next for Southwark? Well, we've just turned in the best results that we've had over the last 3 years. We've improved performance across all key areas and we want to maintain this relationship with Capita. What's really important to us is they're a partner that helps deliver service improvement. We want to sustain performance improvement going forward. Therefore, we see this relationship continuing for many years to come.